All right, so today we're really going to dig into this whole world of optoelectronic engineering technicians.
Right.
We've got some interesting stuff here from RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Yeah.
And this is one of those careers that seems to be really heating up.
It is. It really is.
So?
We're talking about the technology behind things that you use every day,
Right.
fiber optic cables, lasers, LEDs, even the sensors in your smartphone camera.
Yeah, it's incredible how much we rely on all that without even really thinking about it.
Right.
But what does this surge in optoelectronics,
Hmm.
what does that actually mean for someone who might be thinking about this as a career?
Well, the guide points to a huge demand for these skilled technicians right now.
Okay.
We're seeing applications across industries like telecommunications, healthcare, manufacturing.
So booming.
It's a booming field.
Yeah, that's good news if you like job security.
Exactly, and RoleCatcher highlights the excellent salaries and the strong opportunities for advancement. So that's a pretty powerful combination, I think, for anyone starting out.
Yeah. Excellent salaries and
Yeah.
strong advancement opportunities.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a combination for anyone,
Exactly.
especially when you're just starting out.
Yeah.
But let's be real. What's the catch?
Right. It's not all lasers and rainbows.
Sure.
The guide is very upfront about some of the more demanding aspects of the job.
Okay.
We're talking about a high level of technical proficiency, potentially long hours, and a good amount of physical work.
So it's not just sitting at a computer all day.
No, not at all.
What does that hands-on work actually look like for an optoelectronic engineering technician?
Yeah, so think of it this way. You're on your feet, you're working with your hands, you're building testing equipment, you're constantly interpreting detailed technical drawings and blueprints.
So you need to be comfortable with the technical side of things,
Yes.
but also enjoy rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty.
Absolutely, it's a combination of both.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So RoleCatcher also dives into the typical career progression. Is that right?
They do, yeah. They start with the entry-level role where you're mainly assisting engineers getting a feel for the work, but there's a very clear path to becoming a senior technician
Okay.
where you're leading projects, mentoring junior technicians, and of course, earning a higher salary.
And speaking of standing out, I noticed RoleCatcher mentions certifications as well.
Yes.
What's the deal with those?
So certifications like the Certified Optoelectronic Technician, or COT,
Okay.
these are fantastic ways to boost your credentials and demonstrate your expertise.
Uh-huh.
In a competitive field, having that extra edge can really make a difference.
It makes sense, yeah, especially in a field like this, it's changing so quickly.
Exactly.
So we've covered the demand,
Yes.
the potential career path, but what about the skills that someone actually needs to succeed?
Yeah.
RoleCatcher had a whole section on that, right?
They did. They stressed the importance of active learning, meaning you need to be adaptable and a quick study because technology in this field is always evolving.
So being adaptable is key.
Yep.
Yeah, the only constant is change, right?
Exactly.
But what about the more concrete skills? What should someone focus on if they're just starting to explore this field?
So a solid foundation in math is non-negotiable.
Okay.
Remember those technical drawings and blueprints we talked about?
Yeah.
You'll need to be very comfortable with numbers and calculations to interpret them correctly.
So you're not just working with your hands, you're using your head too.
Absolutely. It's a mental exercise as much as a physical one.
What about communication skills?
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
You'll be collaborating with engineers, other technicians, even clients sometimes.
Right.
So being able to communicate technical information clearly and effectively is really essential.
The blueprints aren't going to read themselves.
Exactly. You've got to be able to explain them to others too.
Right. It's one thing to understand it yourself,
Yes.
to know the technical stuff,
Right.
but being able to explain it to someone else is a whole other skill set.
Absolutely. And that's where strong reading comprehension comes in as well. Because you need to be able to grasp complex technical documents, instructions, industry standards, all of that.
So you're not just tinkering with lasers. You're really diving into the theory and science behind it all.
It's fascinating stuff.
It is fascinating.
And it highlights another crucial skill that RoleCatcher mentioned, critical thinking.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit.
Yeah.
What does critical thinking look like in the context of optoelectronics?
It's about more than just following instructions.
Okay.
You'll be troubleshooting problems, analyzing data, thinking on your feet to find solutions.
Okay.
And this is where things get really interesting because it's about applying your knowledge to real-world scenarios.
So connecting those dots,
Exactly.
seeing the bigger picture,
Yeah,
not being afraid to get your hands dirty, both literally and figuratively.
precisely. And I think that's what makes this career path so rewarding.
Definitely. But RoleCatcher didn't just talk about textbook knowledge and technical skills, did they?
No, they didn't.
There was a big emphasis on practical experience as well.
Yeah. They really hammered home the importance of getting your hands dirty, so to speak.
Right. Literally.
Yes, literally.
They talked about internships, research projects, even personal projects as ways to build that experience.
Yeah, and what's interesting here is it's not just about checking a box, right? Like,
Right.
I did an internship. It's about showcasing your passion.
Okay.
Think about it building your own LED cube or tinkering with fiber optics in your garage.
Right.
That demonstrates a level of dedication and initiative that can really make you stand out.
It's like show, don't tell.
Exactly.
But I was kind of surprised by the emphasis on personal projects. Why do you think that is?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to just how quickly things are changing in this field.
Okay.
Employers aren't just looking for somebody who can follow instructions. They want people who are curious, who like to tinker around, who are passionate enough to explore optoelectronics in their free time.
So you're demonstrating that you're genuinely invested in this. You're not
Mhm.
just chasing a paycheck. You actually like doing this stuff.
Exactly. It's about going that extra mile,
Yeah.
showing that you're eager to learn and grow on your own.
That makes a lot of sense because it is one thing to put, list skills on a resume,
Right.
but it's another thing entirely to actually show that you're using those skills.
Yeah, you're building
Like,
things.
you're pushing your own boundaries.
Absolutely.
Speaking of demonstrating skills, RoleCatcher included some interesting examples
Yeah.
of, real people who are actually working in the field.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
we're peeking behind the curtain to see what a day in the life is really like.
Yeah, it's one thing to talk about responsibilities, but actually seeing how it translates into real world experience,
Totally.
that's incredibly valuable.
Should we take a closer look at some of those profiles?
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm particularly curious about the entry-level profile.
Okay.
What stood out to you about that one?
Well, this person talked about the steep learning curve early on,
Yeah.
spending a lot of time assisting senior engineers, building equipment according to technical drawings.
That hands-on
It's
experience.
so crucial,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning.
For sure.
But what I thought was really impressive was their commitment to professional development.
Okay. How so?
So they had a degree in optoelectronics engineering,
Okay.
but they also went out and got certified in equipment calibration.
So they're not content with just the bare minimum.
Exactly. Shows real initiative.
Yeah. They're actively trying to learn more and stand out.
Absolutely.
That actually reminds me of something else RoleCatcher mentioned,
Okay.
which is the increasing role of automation in the whole recruitment process.
Ah, yes. The elephant in the room, or the algorithm in the job application, I should say.
Right.
This where things get really interesting because it's not just about what you know.
Okay.
It's how you showcase that knowledge to
To the robots.
the robots, to the AI gatekeepers.
So like those applicant tracking systems
Yeah, ATS everybody's talking about.
that everyone's always freaking out about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're designed to scan your resume for very specific keywords,
Right.
skills, experiences that match the job description.
And RoleCatcher had some pretty blunt advice about those, didn't they?
They did. They were very clear that if you are not tailoring your resume and cover letter to each specific job description
Right.
and highlighting those skills that the AI is looking for,
Yeah.
your application might never even be seen by human eyes.
So it's almost like there are two job applications now.
It's true.
The one you submit for the humans and the one that you're optimizing for the robots.
In a way, yes.
Wow.
And that's where understanding how those systems work becomes so important.
Right.
It's not just about stuffing your resume with keywords.
Right.
It's about presenting your skills and experience in a way that resonates with both the ATS and the hiring manager.
So how can somebody listening actually use this knowledge about AI and recruitment to their advantage?
Well, RoleCatcher actually offers some interesting tools to help with this.
Okay.
Their platform can analyze a job description, identify the specific skills and keywords that are most likely to get noticed,
Wow.
and then help you tailor your application accordingly.
So it's like reverse engineering the hiring process.
Exactly. It's working smarter, not harder.
Right.
And this is just one example of how technology is really changing how we think about job hunting.
Right. It's not just about what you know anymore.
It's how you present yourself in this increasingly digital world.
A whole other layer, isn't it?
It is.
That's a really powerful insight, and it makes it, that much more important to stay informed about these trends
Absolutely.
and adapt your approach accordingly.
Keep learning and growing.
Keep learning. Right.
Yeah. But let's not forget about that human element.
Right.
While it's crucial to understand how to navigate these AI systems,
Yeah.
we can't lose sight of the importance of genuine passion
Oh, for sure.
and enthusiasm.
Yeah, you can optimize your resume all you want,
Right.
but at the end of the day, it's your skills, your experience, and that spark of genuine interest that are really going to make you stand out.
I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
And it actually leads us perfectly to another crucial aspect that RoleCatcher highlighted,
Okay.
the importance of networking,
Oh, networking.
building relationships.
That's such a good one.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to get caught up in polishing your resume
Right.
that we forget about that.
That's exactly.
But tell me more about what the guide had to say about networking. It's true. It's easy to get caught up in, making our resumes look perfect. And
Well,
what
all
have
of the things.
So tell me, what did RoleCatcher have to say about the networking aspect of this?
Well, they really stress the importance of attending industry events,
Okay.
joining professional organizations,
Right.
even connecting with people on platforms like LinkedIn.
Right.
It's about putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
building relationships, learning from others,
Right.
staying informed about, trends and opportunities in the field.
Like your network is your net worth or whatever. Yeah. But it's not just about what you can get from it.
Yeah.
It's about what you contribute as well.
Absolutely. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Sharing your knowledge, supporting others,
Right.
really building a community around this shared passion for optoelectronics.
I love that it's about that collaborative spirit.
Exactly.
We're all in this together, so
Yeah.
we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
We talked about the demand for these technicians,
Yeah, skills.
the skills, the qualifications,
Experience.
the experience, AI, even networking.
It's a lot.
That's a lot to think about.
It is, but I think the big takeaway here is that, optoelectronics, it's a field with a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
Especially for those who are passionate about technology,
Okay.
eager to learn and, willing to embrace those challenges that come with a rapidly evolving field.
For sure. And it's not just a job. It's like you're on the cutting edge of all this cool technology.
Exactly.
You could be working on stuff that changes the world literally.
The next generation of lasers, sensors, fiber optic communication systems.
And it's only going to get more important as we go forward.
Absolutely.
So for anyone listening who's kind of feeling that spark of curiosity,
Right.
they're excited about the potential of all this, what's one piece of advice you would give them as they start to explore this field?
I would say dive in.
Just go for it.
Don't be afraid to explore your interests, build things, connect with people who share your passion.
Yeah. Find your people.
Exactly. And never stop learning.
Right. Because this field is constantly changing.
Absolutely.
That's a great note to end on, I think.
I think so too.
So there you have it. Your deep dive into the world of optoelectronic engineering technicians.
There you go.
We hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little inspiring. And until next time, keep those curiosity lasers firing.